an eternal city and capital of the world for so many years, with the long traditions and history that you have. Other distinguished colleagues, Ambassador Nina Malhotra, all the captains of industry who are here with us, both from India and Italy. Thank you very much for being with us. I'll try to stick to a very focused intervention on what and why India. But before that, I'd like to quote Michelangelo, who had said, and I quote, "Greater danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and falling, but setting our aim too low and achieving our mark." I think it's important that business persons and the governments work together to set very, very high ambitions in the India-Italy partnership. I see tremendous potential for us going forward. And I'll just quickly like to express what I think business is looking for when you look at new countries, new geographies. First, business is looking for stable and predictable policy, regulation, taxation. We assure all business persons that India will provide very, very stable and sustainable policies with no retroactive changes, and will support any effort of businesses to come to India to work with India. Second, you are looking for strong macroeconomic fundamentals which help you grow, which help you in your business. India is the world's fastest growing large economy for many years, except the one COVID year when we had the big lockdown. Last year, and our year ended only a few days back on 31st March, we were once again the fastest growing large economy. The depreciation of the Indian rupee has been relatively less than most other currencies vis-a-vis the US dollar. In fact, I believe we've appreciated to the euro. Our foreign exchange reserves are very, very significant. We have $600 billion of foreign exchange reserves, very low foreign debt. We've not had a single default in India in our history, not a single international default on any debt or any instrument from India. Inflation in India is back below our mandated range of 2 to 6%. We are at about 5.66%. A country which was traditionally seeing double-digit inflation is now less than half of what was once upon a time found to be normal. Exports have grown phenomenally. Excellency, in the last 2 years, our exports have grown from $500 billion to $770 billion, 54% growth in 2 years. And it is secular, both in merchandise and in services. So we are fast internationalizing our businesses and our foray in the international market. Imports have also grown, but we welcome that because we believe for long-term growth, being part of global value chains is important. We believe in the theory of competitive and comparative advantages that different nations have, and therefore we are really looking at greater and greater international engagement. Point number 3, countries or companies or business persons are looking for ease of doing business. We offer you transparency in all our practices. We offer you the rule of law. We offer you democracy. The demographic dividend, a young population, 1.4 billion people with one of the lowest average population age, and for the next 3 or 4 decades will be the young population of the world. We also offer you huge managerial talent, skilled workforce, infrastructure growing at a very rapid pace. For example, yesterday I mentioned our airports have doubled in the last 9 years. Our railway capacity, our road and highway and freeway network, the digital connectivity through the length and breadth of the country, our foray to be able to ensure adequate electricity throughout the country through one transmission grid in the whole nation, and our plans to expand renewable energy, clean energy to 500 gigawatts by 2030. And we are well on target to achieve that. Apart from our efforts on sustainability through green hydrogen, we also are planning to become a large exporter of ammonia, green ammonia, to the rest of the world. All of these, hard infrastructure and connectivity, is going to get better and better with a $1.4 trillion national infrastructure pipeline, which is on record in public domain, which we are hoping to achieve in the next 10-12 years. In fact, the federal government has put down nearly $130 billion hard investments from the federal government in the next 1 year to support our infrastructure efforts, and this will continue to grow in the years to come. Point number 4, or if I may add, in infrastructure, there's also the soft infrastructure: education, health, better quality of life for the people of India, skilling, and collectively both this hard and soft infrastructure makes it a compelling case to do business. Point number 4, businesses are looking for a local demand so that you can have economies of scale, you can be competitive in your business, and from India, because of the advantages of cost and large scale of operation, you can not only meet the large India demand, but also demand of many other parts of the world, the Southeast Asian demand, demand from Africa, demand from the Middle East, countries which are very price sensitive. You can meet from out of India. I know a case of a company in UK which makes construction equipment, JCB, which from UK was supplying to 8 countries, 8 or 10 countries. They came to India a couple of decades ago. Now they send to 110 countries all over the world from India. Competitively priced, affordable, high quality equipment. So therefore, with the basic needs of the common man in India well taken care of, they are an aspirational young India, looking for high quality of life, the better things of life. While everybody may have a refrigerator, or 73% of India has a television, now they want a double door refrigerator. Now they want to upgrade to a better and a bigger television. Washing machines, dishwashers, smartphones, you name it, and there's a huge demand for it in India. In fact, our export of mobiles and electronic goods has doubled in the last year. We just closed our financial year on 31st March, has grown to $11 billion from $5 billion in a span of 1 year. Apple itself has exported about $5 billion worth of goods last year from India. And they are planning to have 25% of their global production coming out of India in the next 4 or 5 years. Fifth, you're looking for an open economy and international engagement possible from India. We have forayed out into FTAs. We already have an agreement with the ASEAN countries, with Japan, with Korea, with Mauritius, several other smaller FTAs. We have last year concluded with UAE and Australia. We are currently in deep negotiation with EU, UK, Canada. We'll soon start negotiating with the 6-country GCC grouping. The 4 ministers of EFTA, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Iceland. The 4-country grouping is coming down on 26th April and wish to fast-track negotiations for an FTA. So really a lot of new avenues opening up, and we encourage greater participation of Indian companies in international supply chains. So all in all, I can only say, with the great commonality that we share with Italy, with our effort to collaborate, to cooperate, we are even going to compete with you. But together, I think we can really work with confidence in each other so that you come to India, you invest in India, you trade with India, you bring your technologies or take some technologies from India. I'd like to invite all of you to expand our engagement on tourism, and together investment, trade, technology and tourism will certainly define the growing Italy-India partnership. While I hope what I've said will excite the interest of business persons in Italy, and if I may borrow a phrase from the Godfather, I hope to give you an offer that you cannot refuse. I cannot promise you a stormless sea. We will have challenges, there will be issues, there will be problems, but I can definitely provide you an unsinkable ship when you come to India and work with India. Thank you very much, friends.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.